Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2023 River Riot, brought to you by Visit the Shoals and supported by Innova Champion Discs. We are shifting venues here on this PDGA B tier to the club on Cypress in Florence, Alabama. Run Productions bringing you this coverage. I am Felix.
And I am Conrad.
Conrad, we are at a beautiful picturesque park here, the club on Cypress, a newer venue being displayed here, and we get to showcase it for the second round.
Oh yes, the second and the third round here. We are on a beautiful ball golf course, converted to a community center and disc golf course, and they're only using a fraction of this property, so we'll see what happens as this event grows with the community. Here we have leading the way on the top of the card, Logan Bowers. He was 13 down through round one. We also have Dylan Wooten. He was 11 down through round one, making his charge from the first round.
Yeah, almost an entirely new card we'll be watching here as Calvin Pettigrew joining us here. 10 down, 10-14 rated round one. Long thrower will be fun to watch on this course. And a name and face you're pretty familiar with, Aidan Scott of Team Prodigy, also shooting a 10 down during round one, working his way up to the lead card.
All right, we're going to start out here on hole one as a par 4 coming in at 690 feet. Most of that is generously downhill. What you want to do is find the gap, either going over the trees or through the gap here to get out into the fairway. Don't get confused. You're not going to this basket that you see right here. That is the short basket for hole one. We're going to go a little bit further and go around the tree to get to where our basket is. On paper, it's a pretty cut and dry 2-shot hole. But with it being a little windy out here, we'll see exactly how it plays off the tee.
Logan Bowers.
Logan Bowers, no stranger to the Southeast. We see him a lot in Tennessee. We see him in some Georgia events, some South Carolina events, and now all the way out here in Alabama. Leading the way so far.
And we'll notice one of the features of the whole of the course really is the elevation change there. That right there was quite a drop, but it came right in on the fairway. May obstruct his view to the green from there, but very good shot nonetheless. This one is going right at the tree. Does it make it through?
It does not.
No, it does not. It's pushed over to the left. So a disc flying. That's over closer to hole 18.
Mm-hmm.
10-10 disc. Calvin Pettigrew.
Something about tall, lanky guys named Calvin that throw Innova. They usually throw far. Let's see if this Calvin can live up to that. Yep, he sure does.
It didn't look like he put any effort into getting all of that flight there. Wow.
He's at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Prodigy Disc and Taco Bell. Aidan Scott.
Powered by burritos. Aidan Scott. Had a nice little year doing some of the tour this year for the DGPT as he gets this one turned over a little bit on angle. He's going to be flirting with those right side trees, and that's going to knock him down and under that last set there. We are underway for round two.
Dylan finds a gap to get him back out into play. Trying to see how far away he is from the basket. That's still a little long ways outside of circle two. So
yeah, he'll be approaching there. Not really much hopes to try to get up and down from a birdie when you're that far back. That tree that initially hits just kind of takes all of those hopes and dreams away.
And Aidan, I'm not even sure what. Oh, he's going around that way.
Yeah, Big Sky Annie fighting back over with a stable disc, and he's going to be a bit close to where Logan is.
Yeah.
Speaking of Logan.
Logan having to run up to see the result of his shot, which was a little deep, but he still has a clean look at the basket. That's no problem for him.
Yep. Before anybody calls it, that was not a foot fault. You saw his disc there, but he did have a mini next to it.
And this one looks like a good pace, and it is.
Fantastic approach there for Aidan. Able to kind of minimize any potential damage there, and he'll have an easy looking putt there for his par. Calvin with the longest drive of the bunch. Forehand approach with the Toro puts him well inside the circle for his birdie look.
He throws the Toro too? Come on. Oh, this looks great.
Yeah, behind
just
it.
a little long. Had the line though.
Little deceptive camera angle there. You're welcome.
Oh, just the smallest hair too low off the cage and the chains.
Good par putt there from Dylan. Able to scramble his way to the 4.
Calvin making that birdie look way too easy.
Yeah. Par there. 11 birdies on hole 1 during round 2. So definitely gettable, but not an absolute gimme.
It's hard to determine how tall Calvin really is.
Seven.
Just too many.
Yeah, 7 foot.
He looks
7
like
foot
he's
12.
6'7".
Yeah.
I don't think he's that tall, but that's how tall he looks.
Hole 2. This one a little bit of a tough one. Par 3 at 464 feet. It's going to require some pumps here. We're going to see some distance drivers from these guys here. Pretty straightforward shot. You're just taking aim here. You see the short basket there that we're flying by now. The men's basket is going to be perched behind this last set of trees here. A little bit blind too, as you're throwing slightly uphill before it drops back down. So from the tee pad itself, you don't really have a visual on your target. You can slightly see the short basket, but you cannot see the men's basket.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he went outside that tree.
He did. And he's going to swing back around near the last set of trees there on the right-hand side. We'll see how obstructed he is or isn't.
Yeah, that right there is going to be far right from where the actual target is. I think he was expecting that to come back a lot more. Logan's, however, is right in line with where the target is, and it's just going to scoot around the tree perfectly.
Beautifully done there.
And leave him with a putt.
Yeah, Logan leaning on that Emperor there, getting a beautiful drift and finish around that tree. Dylan opting for more of the force over line.
And that one stayed forced over. That is over there close to where Calvin is.
Yeah, very much well right of the target. Let's see if Aidan's going to split the difference here. He's looking more along the lines of Logan's line.
Yep, that's coming back nicely, nice and... Oh, I thought he was going to be wide of the tree. He actually hit the tree and just pushed to the side a little bit. It's still leaving with a putt.
A little forehand approach there from a knee, done nicely there by Calvin. Very smooth so far on those forehands and backhands. Ooh, scared
nice
it.
bid there. So Aidan's up first with this putt to try to save the...
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
Wow.
Another pull out. We saw one during round 1 of the front 9. It wasn't for Aidan, but these baskets look substantially newer than the ones that were at McFarland.
Mm-hmm, they are. These have the 3 rows of chains, and still that one managed to fight its way in the chains and out the basket.
Yeah. Fortunately, yeah, pushed right back out on him, so that's not going to be the birdie that he earned and deserved. He's going to have to take the par there, unfortunately. So even through 2 there for Aidan. Only 2 birdies through 2 holes so far for this lead card. We'll check out the rest of the action after this.
Quit being stuck in the past. Check out the new and improved website at infinitediscs.com.
All right, hole 3 coming in as a par 3 at 468 feet. Most of it, well, all of it completely downhill. You have a mando that you need to hit off the tee, so it'll make you go to the left slightly. Most people will come in with a forehand working its way back over to the right. Main objective is not to go too far because that is not a lake. That is a river behind there. Definitely don't want to go into that.
Can't have a River Riot without a river. So there it is. Flex forehand here out of the hand of Logan Bowers, finishing a little short there on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm. I think he's 7-2. On this tee pad, it looks 7-2.
At least. That one finishing out also a little bit short and to the right. 3 for 3 on the forehands.
Ooh, that one was low.
Yeah, clips the tree and pushes him off to the right. Aidan not necessarily known as a forehand guy, but he's lining one up.
Well, he's a forehand guy now.
This looks like the best of the bunch.
It is.
He likes it. Oh, there it is.
Right outside the circle. Yeah. Dealing with another forehand for this approach.
Having to split the trees. That's a bit low, but gets some ground play.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we are on a former ball golf course here, so you can get some favorable hovercraft action on some of these low shots.
There was a nice approach, possibly bid.
Yeah,
Logan here with a long one. And wow, I think we saw it again, folks. That was a Logan Bowers layup. Those are rare.
We've seen 2 through 2 rounds, which is the most we've ever seen when we filmed him.
Oh,
great bid.
I can't even tell how that went off the cage.
Yeah,
just
weird reaction.
Yeah. Aidan for the solo birdie here.
Aidan with the forehand and the birdie. And there you go. He lets you know it. Getting some love from the card mates. And we'll have a couple of easy cleanups here for par. You'll notice the scoring difference is going to be quite a bit of a difference between this and McFarland. McFarland definitely the scoreable of the 2 courses. This one presents more of a challenge. We move on to hole 4, par 3 uphill, 402 feet. Definitely plays further than the 402 these guys were talking about. It was playing closer to 450 or so. Right hand, backhand is preferable shot here. You can see some forehands, but the left hand side just seems a little bit more poke and pray-ish at the end of the flight. These guys will be throwing fairway drivers, trying to get up here and get themselves some kind of skip action towards the green. A little bit of a low ceiling as well as you tend to get towards the last third of this hole.
Aidan Scott taking something out a little drifty to the right, but has a little finish on it, but not quite enough. He's going to be outside the circle, but with a clean look at the basket.
Just want to shout out, Aidan Scott was one of only 3 birdies on hole 3.
Wow.
So well done, Aidan. Along with Austin White and Joshua Lehu. Calvin
Logan puts one up there under the leaves, under the basket, and Calvin is right there with him.
Yeah, both beautiful shots there by those 2 gentlemen. Dylan also opting for the backhand hyzer, looking to get that last bit of flare before the leaves kind of eat it up, and fortunately it gets soaked up there. Just took all the steam off of that disc.
Nice step putt.
Beautiful. Almost
for the bird.
like a jab, like a jab half step there for Aidan.
That's fencing. That was
fencing. There you go. Parry, or I forget what they're called. I don't know anything about fencing.
One of those things.
But either way, it's a birdie in the books. And another one there for Dylan Wooten. Not to be outdone. No big putts today.
Well, I guess everyone's going to have at it on this one.
It's looking that way. Hole 4, I promise you, plays harder than what these guys are making it look like. But they are dissecting this hole. Only 8 birdies on this hole all day. You just saw half of them on this card.
All right, hole 5. We're coming in at our first par 5, coming in at 864 feet. This basket that you see there is not really there. That right there is a short pin placement. But you do want to get out past that if possible, so that you have another shot up this hill. You see the basket is along the right side of these row of trees that's right here on the left. So your approach angle is going to be very important if you're going to come in from the left side or the right. You don't want to end up rolling down the hill and end up behind the tree with an obstruction in your putt.
Nothing worse than an obstruction in your putt.
I should have talked about going too far to the right.
That's a real thing.
Bringing branches into play for your second shot.
Yeah, there's also another fairway to the right side of those trees, so you could potentially be waiting also on another card to finish out the hole before you can execute your next shot if you go too far right. This is drifting quite a bit, but gets under and finishes on the right side there.
You would think that the way that they were throwing that that you did want to be on the left side whatsoever, but that's not really the case. Oh, this one is turned over and is going into play for the other hole.
Yeah, it's definitely overcooked. Yeah, you would think you want to be more left side to give yourself a possibly slightly better footing and maybe a look at your next target. Mm-hmm. Feels like the right side just kind of boxes you out both visually and in terms of your run up.
Yeah, and also just the angle of approach that you need to. Oh, that's rolling. That's rolling.
That needs to come back.
Well, okay.
That's out of bounds.
I forgot to mention there's OB over there.
Yeah. Yeah, the cart path on the left is out of bounds. Logan here firing that forehand up the hill. Just getting in position beautifully. Yeah, I just don't feel like there's an advantage here. You're having to alter your angle, as you see Aidan doing so, having to fire a sky Annie turnover.
And you're firing the shot, and you have no choice but to throw it straight at OB. So that's why you have to alter your angle so much. Mm-hmm. Versus if you landed closer to the center, you would have a few more options. This one is rolling.
No,
too.
Stop.
But it doesn't look like it made it.
Oh, there it is.
Well, still rolling. Okay, still rolling.
Still on the safe side.
I didn't mention there was a hill right there. Yeah. There's a lot I didn't say during this flight. They're bringing it all up right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Dylan, after going out of bounds, takes his meter in and fires a forehand there, putting him. Talking about murdering worms on his forehand. But it looked like a pretty good shot there. Looks to be about pin high.
Have a clean putt. It's just going to get around that tree.
Right in it.
We just talked about obstructions in your putt. Another forehand approach by Aidan here, and that looks like a Logan Bowers approach there. That was nice.
Very nice touch there. Speaking of Logan Bowers with a long jump putt approach there. We talked about round one, that those weird distances where you're kind of in between a half throw and a jump putt, and whether or not you opt for it. Let us know in the comments if you're more comfortable with those long jump putt approaches, or are you a standstill type of player when it comes to those in between approaches. Good
You only
recovery.
gave them 2 options. They got 3 options.
You could be a
You can do
forehand
a full
guy too.
X-step.
Full X step, yeah. Thumber.
You can do the standstill, or you can do the jump putt. Those are your. Or you can choose D, which is none of the above. I don't know what you would do then, but
Roller. You'd be a roller approach guy. Although I don't think anybody would be that crazy. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Man, I'm biased, but I really like that commercial. I just like the way the music and everything lines up. It's a fun one. And how do you not get a kick out of watching Ellie Smith? All right, let's take a look at hole 6 here. This par 4, a tricky one, 591 feet. You've got a low ceiling off the tee box here, and it drops down and then starts to elevate right back up again. Ideally, if you can get back down into the flats near where that short pin was, it opens up your second shot here to give yourself the look for the birdie, and you've got one last guardian tree to beat. You may also see these guys try to break the hole here, like that.
there's not even a gap up there. What is he doing?
You just throw at the sky, and obviously we weren't ready for that. But it does, if it fades out, it finishes out near that flat area there, and just kind of takes all the danger and plinko effect away from the actual low line.
The only problem with breaking the hole is that it then brings the next tee pad
into play. Yes, very much so. Which we had Jared Neal and his card on the next tee pad, having to kind of halt their play while these guys teed off.
Like I'm looking in this.
There it is. And there is Lucas Pierce there, who we had during round one.
And of course, they're as confused as all out. Like these shots don't even look like they're making it out of the gap, but they're just, that gap must be in actuality extremely huge.
Yeah, there's a punchable gap there. It's not there during the summer. They're like, this is the only time, and in the wintertime where you can actually get away with hitting that gap. Because in the summer, that's all fluffy and filled with leaves, and you're not getting through. Logan here opting for the forehand line. Just needs to get it low and get some skip like that.
Perfect. Calvin trying to follow suit and does it quite well.
Does so. Toro finds its way into what looks to be the bullseye. Aidan with this, I believe, A2. That's stable.
Oh, yeah.
Gets a favorable frontwards thing. You know, the thing where it goes forward.
The deflection.
Yeah.
When it skips.
Yeah. The skip thing. The front skip thing. Flare.
Counter
skip, sure.
Yeah.
Straight skip. Birdie there for Calvin. Are we going to have another star frame?
No, because Dylan.
Yeah,
he hit the tree.
Okay.
The second shot.
Okay.
Fell down. Yeah. But not bad for being three all players breaking the hole.
Yeah.
Walking away with a birdie.
For real.
All right, one of the signature holes here at the club on Cypress is hole number 7. It's a par 3. It says it's 299 feet, but you can't believe it because it's all uphill. I don't even know how to give it justice because the drone definitely isn't doing it. It's just hard to something that's hard to see on camera, but it's all uphill. You need to land inside the circle. Everything outside of the circle is, what's the thing called? Hazard.
Hazard. Yep. Aidan first on the tee pad here.
And that doesn't look high enough.
Go with the backhand. Oh my gosh.
Just not high enough.
Hits the last boulder there to beat, and looks to be the highest boulder on the front side. And he hit the top of it.
And
Logan safely onto the island.
Yep. Trying to make sure that that stayed and didn't skip out since there's gaps in between the rocks. That's a little high and
left.
Yeah.
That's going to be hazard as well.
Mm-hmm.
So only 1 of 3 so far. Can we get to a 50%?
I don't think so. That's going too far left as well.
Wow, only 1 of 4 for the lead card making it on to the island. Calvin with this long look here to try to save his par.
And he does.
Drops it in. Beautifully done. Let's get another look at that one thanks to our run back here. Again, kind of similar to Aidan's kind of jab step putt there. Not a lot of movement, just compact, right back and right into the line that he's looking to release it on. Beautifully done. Dylan
leaves that one a little low. See if Aidan is going to... Oh, he just took a regular stab at it and hit the band.
Yeah, touch too
slight
high.
Headwind.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just might have got a little bit of lift there at the end of that flight. Logan keeps the train rolling with another birdie. 4 birdies so far on this front 9 with 2 holes left to play.
I think that's 5.
Good eye. Way to use the eye. That is 5. We talked about this not being the scoreable course, and Logan is determined to make me look like a liar.
Yeah.
Either that or he's just really good at disc golf.
No, I think it's the first.
Okay.
The first. He's using the second to make the first.
Well, there's no way he's going to get this one. Hole 8, par 3, 471 feet. A little bit of weird angles, so to say, off the tee pad. You want to throw your right hand, if you're a right-hand backhand player, you're throwing hyzer, wanting to avoid the out of bounds, which comes into play left-hand side of this cart path here. Really just a downhill shot. You need to hit the brakes as soon as you get down here. As you can see, this green tends to roll away from you pretty fast. So the common play is to see something land about 50 feet or so short and just get some skip to bring it closer to the target without blasting past. Logan going all air past the cameraman and has blasted past. And now he's got about 80 feet or so coming back up the hill. There's no way he birdies that, right?
No way.
No way. Clip some cabbage on the way out.
Slowed him down just a bit. How did that affect him? Yeah, it's going to leave him short. This hole is it's weird when you're looking at it and figuring out which pin that you're playing to, because both sides of the car path are OB depending on which basket you're playing.
Right.
So
that got some favorable ground action there, because that could have easily gone OB left.
Mm-hmm.
But lands softly. Dylan here. Let's see how he's going to adjust. That's
asking for it to get
flirting.
edge.
That's going to find OB.
No. I think OB is further. Yes, just a little. The OB is turning at that point, so he is just in bounds.
Man, Calvin's got some soft touch from this 120-foot approach range. And Aidan, that looked like a bid.
It did, and the bid with some brakes too, because it stopped right there.
Yeah. Logan,
we know Logan is going for it.
Of course.
Ooh, he almost got it. He almost got it. I thought you were projecting. I thought you were projecting he's going to get it. Oh,
good save there.
So maybe
he did go out of bounds. Yeah. Aidan here looking to clean up the par himself. Not like that.
Was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, a little bit of a, well, not a little bit, just an unforced error there for Aidan. Logan will clean up his putt and move on. 18 down so far overall. One hole left to go on the front nine.
The Innova Rolo, the disc made for rolling. 4. The Rolo, making rollers fun.
All right, here we go. 9 for 9, hole 9, coming in ranked at number 7 in difficulty. Is a par 3 playing at 345 feet. All of it uphill. You need to find your gap. Either it's going to be this big one here on the left, or there's a small one on the right that you can try to punch through. You want to punch through the gap, having the disc turning left or right depending on your throw. Getting up here towards the basket, there is OB directly behind the basket. That is that cart path. So you want to be worried not to go too far on your drive or your approach shot.
Tricky hole. You're throwing uphill and you've got a low ceiling.
Yeah.
Very well done there. Just outside the circle for Logan.
If you can't tell, the wind is blowing. You can hear it a little bit on the mic. You can see it on their shirts. I say that, then get to the basket, and the flag is still.
Yeah.
I swear.
It's that hill valley thing. So down in the valley, there's some wind, but up top, it's pretty calm for some reason. That one sneaks its way through there, for the most part. Aidan looks like he's going to be the only backhand of the bunch.
Did he throw a stable enough disc? Oh, it doesn't matter if it hits that tree.
Yeah. Tried to force one over and have it get back to edge and flare up the hill, but cut down in its prime.
I don't know. You said something about him not being a forehand guy. I'm convinced otherwise.
He's thrown some good ones for sure this round.
Yeah, drives and approaches.
Mm-hmm.
That right there was a good solid bid.
And Calvin,
what a putt.
Another one. That's 2 beautiful putts he's had so far on this front nine from just outside the circle. Logan lining this one up from about 40 feet.
Just a little right. Good bid, though. Evan's going to clean up that par.
Hey, always solid around the putting green, so it's weird to see that little hiccup he had there on the previous hole. I think Logan's about to get attacked here. There it is. He got sniped.
I don't even know what that was. Like I saw him in the background, but I didn't. Okay.
He had a mission, and he completed the mission. Well done. All right, there we see the wrap up here. Let's take a look at the front nine leaderboard here, Conrad.
All right, we got Logan Bowers at 18. We got Jordan Neal coming in at second, right behind him at 15 down, along with Calvin. A lot of good pushes there happening right around the top of the board.
Yeah, plenty of action still to come here as we've got the whole back nine still to come from the club at Cypress. Check us out at Ace Run Pro on all of our socials. We are always putting out some cool content and extra stuff on there. Appreciate you guys checking us out. And we're trying to get to 12,000 followers on our Instagram before the year's end. If you haven't already done so, like and subscribe as we try to get to 30,000 subscribers before the end of this year. Big shout out to all of our Ace Runners for helping to make additional content like this possible. Thank you, of course, to the Singing River Disc Golf Club, and we'll bring you the rest of the action from round 2. Stay tuned.